What's going on, guys? Blazing here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you are having a wonderful day, and thank you for joining me on another Raid Shadow Legend video. So, I want to show you guys one of the things that I do, or a trick that I do, um, through a lot of the champion training events, champion training tournaments, and that might help you out quite a bit, right? Right now, we currently have the Emic Trunk Heart training tournament, right? So you're gonna be spending a lot of time leveling champions, leveling food, getting brews into each champion. So I want to show you something that I use to help me kind of do this efficiently while still being able to do other things, whether it's on my main account, on my alt account, or, just in general, right? Now, we all know that we have our cell helper, and that's great at helping us level up the champions, in dungeons or in campaign. But what you might not know is that you can use BlueStacks to actually do a lot of the stuff in the tavern. So let's get into it. All right, so we are currently in the Tavern. So basically with making macros in BlueStacks, you can use them for leveling champions or ranking, and we're going to cover both of those in this video. So now let's make a macro and say that we want to just basically level the champion. We want to just throw one brew in each one, or you can make it for 2 brews, or so on or so forth. So if we go over here where it says Open Macro Manager, once you click on that, you'll see I currently already have some macros made up, right? And so I can use those for myself when I need them. Now we're going to record a new macro here. So we're going to go to Record New Macro, click on the middle champion, click on the corresponding brew that you need, right? Making sure that we're on the right brew. Then hit Upgrade, right? Because we're only feeding one brew into this incubus. Click off the champion, and then click Stop, right? So now let's play it real quick, and I'm going to show you guys exactly. My hands are here, right? It's picking the champion. It's going to feed the brew, right? It's going to hit the upgrade, and then it's going to click off the champion, and then the macro is going to stop, right? Just really nice and simple. So if you're doing this over, let's say 100 champions, that's time that you don't have to spend doing it in game, right? You could set it up, set the macro, walk away, go do something else, come back, and then continue on with what you wanted to do. So now if you wanted to do it for like 2 champions, right? Or multiple champions, what you basically do is you see this little cogwheel right here under settings. You come in and it's going to give you a couple of options. Now you can repeat it however many times. You can repeat it 1 time, or you can repeat it, let's say we'll try this out for 3 times, right? You can repeat it for duration. I don't suggest doing it for duration in the tavern. This is more if you're just going to be farming spider or a different type of other content. That's when it kind of works best. Or repeat infinitely, right, until stopped. So when you do duration, you can run it for however many hours you want. It's really up to you, right? Intervals between the times, basically how long you want it to go through, right? Now, if you're doing like a campaign farm, if you know that your campaign farm is going to be every 6 seconds, then do it every 8, right? So then every 8 seconds, it would repeat the thing. Honestly, most of the time, what I like to do is just hit repeat on the buttons down here for raid, and then just click the macro to stop and just keep recording that over and over and over and over. Makes it a little more easier, right? But now playback speed, I don't suggest going anything over 2. Once you start going over 2, then the clicks start messing up, and then what happens is it starts to desync, right? And then you're going to come back and you're going to be like, what the heck, it just all messed up on me. So everything else, I mean, I don't really use any of this, but so we're going to basically upgrade the speed to do it twice as fast. We're going to do 3 repetitions, right? So we're going to save that. And now we're just going to hit play. And so it's going to basically do this 3 times for us. Level the champion, upgrade, click off, and basically do the same thing. Now you can see up top here, right? It's telling us how many times it's done it, right? So pretty simple, pretty easy. I find this to be helpful, especially if I need to burst out points, right? This just does it way faster for me, right? So now let's say you want to name the macro. If you click over here where it says rename, you put 1 brew level, right? Or whatever you want to name the macro, and that's it. Now, if you were to do multiple instances of BlueStacks, it's going to have the same macros across everything, right? Now, let's go in and let's see if you want to upgrade champions, right? So let's click the upgrade. This one's a little tricky, and I do this a particular way, right? So you, what you want to do is you want to make sure that when you're feeding the champions, the 3 champions you're feeding are all fusion champions. And I'm going to show you exactly why, right? So let's back out of this again. Let's go back to, again, macro manager, record new macro, right? Now, once you click on the champion, if you click on the food, it's going to tell you that they're a fusion champion. The reason you want to do this all 3 times is because if you don't, and you see on like the bottom line right here where there's only 1 fusion champion, well, if you just use the regular champions, then what's going to happen is it's not going to feed them, right? So then if you click upgrade, click off the champion, and then stop the macro, right? Pretty simple, pretty easy. Let's try it again now. I'm going to speed this up, and we're going to go this to 2. We want 3, done again, save, and then play. It's picking the champions. You can see now it's popping the window. It's picked the 3 champions, and we're good. Now, if you're going to have chickens over here, right, what you want to make sure is either your chickens are used, or you're using the line underneath that is a full set, right? Now, if you're not, using any fusion champions, you're pretty easy. It's pretty easy. It's pretty safe for you to just feed the champions. But you can see here, this is where it starts to mess up if you don't have fusion champions set up for it. And again, it can be a little problematic for you, but it ran 3 times, no issues, no nothing. We'll run it again. Let me show you what happens when you bring the speed up, let's say to 4, right? We'll click save, we'll run 3 again, and it'll do 4. It may do it a little bit faster, but once the clicks start coming off, again, it doesn't always happen, but it can. And then it might be just a problem with you coming back and then nothing's done, right? Now, the nice part about doing it this way is you can count how many, level 30s you have to upgrade, and then put that many in, make sure you have enough food champions, let it go, come back. And again, it's done. Really nice, really simple, really easy. So this is kind of what I do every time to make sure that, my Tavern stuff is done as easy as possible. I know you guys had a lot of questions like, how was I able to manage 3 fusion accounts, right? This was one of those things. This would allow me to do, feeding the champions, doing the brew work in here. And then I could use Play and Play to actually do the other stuff that I needed to, such as leveling gear or whatever. So that's pretty much it about guys. Hopefully this video helped. If you learned something, give me a thumbs up. If you're, new checking out to the video, consider subscribing. It does help me. It does help the channel. So as always, guys, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.